I am standing near a small bookshop. There is a man talking to someone on the phone. He is speaking English. I don't know him, but I listen carefully. I understand only a few words. I feel something inside me. I want to understand more. I want to speak like him. His voice is fast but clear. He looks confident. I want that confidence. I want that freedom. But I know my English is not good. I know only basic words. I feel shy when I speak. I stop myself many times. I think too much. I don't want to make mistakes. I feel nervous. I feel afraid. I feel lost. I don't know where to begin. Maybe you feel the same way you see people speaking English. You understand a little. You want to say something, but your mouth stays closed. You feel like English is too hard. You try to study, but nothing works. Books are boring. Grammar is confusing. Words don't stay in your mind. You ask yourself, can I really do this? But what if I told you that yes, you can? And not in years. Not with stress. Not with pressure. What if I told you that you can learn English easily and quickly in just 5 months? Not by studying hard, but by learning smart. Not by memorizing, but by living with the language. Not by fear, but by fun. In this video, I will take you on a journey. I will show you how I did it. I started with 0. I had no partner, no teacher, no big school. But I had a goal, and I found a smart way. You will hear real stories. You will learn real methods. You will understand how to speak, listen, read, and write English in your own way. Slowly, step by step. Every tip I share is simple. Every idea is easy. You don't need special books. You don't need a big brain. You just need to begin. Stay with me till the end, because at the end you will not only believe that it is possible, you will know how to do it. This is not just a video. This is your new beginning. Let's start the journey together. Chapter 1, My English Journey Begins. I remember the day clearly. It was a cold morning. I was sitting near my window holding a cup of tea. On the table, there was a thick English grammar book. I had bought it the day before, thinking it would help me speak better. But when I opened it, I could not understand much. The rules were long. The words were difficult. I closed the book and felt sad. I asked myself, how will I ever speak English? I didn't know grammar. I didn't know many words. I didn't know what tense was or how to use perfect sentences. But deep inside me, I had one small dream. I wanted to speak English. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to understand movies. I wanted to travel. I wanted to learn. Maybe you feel the same. Maybe you look at English and feel afraid. You think it's too big, too hard, too slow. But let me tell you something important. You are not alone. And the truth is, you don't have to start with big grammar books or difficult vocabulary lists. That was my first mistake. I thought I needed to be perfect. I thought I must study everything first. I tried to memorize 50 new words every day. I repeated grammar rules again and again, but nothing stayed in my mind. I felt tired. I felt bored. I felt like giving up. Then one day, I met an old friend. He was learning French. He told me something simple. He said, don't study the language. Use it. I asked, but how can I use English when I don't know much? He smiled and said, use what you know, even if it's just 5 words. Speak, write, listen, read, do it every day. That advice changed my life. So, I stopped memorizing and started using. I wrote small sentences about my day. I listened to slow English stories. I repeated easy dialogues. I spoke to myself in front of the mirror. I didn't care if I made mistakes. I just wanted to try. I remember my first sentence. It was very short. I said, my name is Sam. I am a student. I like tea. That was all. But I felt proud. I had spoken in English, and that was enough to start. From that day, I made a rule. Every day, I would do one small thing in English. No pressure, no stress. Just one small thing. Some days I listened to a story. Some days I watched a video. Some days I read one paragraph. Some days I spoke one sentence, but I did something every day. After 1 week, I felt better. After 1 month, I had more confidence. After 2 months, I started thinking in English. I didn't feel alone anymore because English became my friend. If you're just starting your English journey, do not wait for the perfect time. Don't wait to finish grammar. Don't wait to know all the words. You don't need to be perfect to start. You need to start to become better. Use English today. Even if you only know a few words, use them. Speak them. Write them. Listen to them. This is the real beginning. I want you to look around. Do you see your phone, your notebook, your mirror? Use them. Open your voice recorder and speak. Write your thoughts in simple English. Watch one short video and repeat one line. That's enough. This is how my journey began. I did not have a plan. I just had a dream. And I started from zero. You can do the same. No matter your age, your background, your country, English is for everyone, and your journey starts now. So, take your first step today. Speak one sentence. Write one idea. Listen to one story. Start small, start simple, but start now. Because your English journey begins the moment you say, I will try. Chapter 2, Month 1. Build your English world. When I started learning English, I didn't have a teacher. I didn't go to any school. I didn't have many friends who spoke English. But I had one big idea. I decided to make English a part of my daily life. I want to turn my home into an English world. I wanted to see English, hear English, and use English every day, even if I was alone. So, I looked around my room. I picked up a small notebook and wrote my English World Day 1. That was the first step. I wanted to see how many things I could change into English. The first thing I did was change the language on my phone. Every button, every setting, every notification was now in English. At first, I felt confused, but soon I started to learn new words without trying. When I opened my phone, I saw words like settings, calendar, messages, and gallery. I didn't study them. I just saw them again and again. That's how I remembered them. Then I took small sticky notes and wrote English names on them. I put one on my bed, one on the door, one on the mirror. I looked at them every morning and every night. I didn't try to memorize. I just read the words while brushing my teeth or getting ready. Slowly, these words became easy. They became part of my world. I also used English audio. I searched on YouTube for bookish English and English for beginners. I found channels where people spoke slowly and clearly. I played these videos while I cleaned my room or cooked food. I didn't stop to understand every word. Just listened. I let the sound of English fill my home. One day, while making tea, I heard someone say in a video, "I love morning tea." I smiled. I understood it, and that sentence stayed in my mind. After that, every time I made tea, I repeated that line. I love morning tea. That's how I started using English in daily life. I also wrote short notes to myself. On my wall, I put a paper that said today is a good day to speak English. Every morning, I looked at that note and smiled. I believed it. I also wrote notes like, I can learn, mistakes are okay, and speak one sentence today. These notes were small, but they gave me big power. Watching simple English videos helped me too. I chose videos for kids and beginners. They had easy words and pictures. I repeated lines after the speaker. I said them aloud. I spoke slowly but clearly. I didn't care if I made mistakes. I just wanted to hear English and say English every day. I remember one video where a girl said, "I go to school by bus." I paused the video and repeated, "I go to school by bus." Then I said, "I go to work by bus." I changed the sentence. I made it my own. That's how I practiced, by copying and then creating. I also used English apps. I downloaded a simple dictionary. When I saw a new word, I typed it in and heard how it was pronounced. I repeated the word, just one word a day. That was my goal. One word, one sentence, one small win. And slowly, I started to feel something new. English was no longer just a subject. It was around me. It was in my room, on my phone, in my ears, on my mirror. It was part of my life. You don't need a big classroom. You don't need expensive books. You just need to make your home your English world. Use what you have: a phone, some paper, a pen, your own voice. That's enough. Put small English signs on things around you. Play slow English audio while walking or eating. Watch short English videos. Write little notes. Say simple lines. Make English part of your daily life. Make it normal. Make it fun. You're not just learning English. You're living with English. And when you live with something, you start to understand it. You start to feel it. You start to speak it. So today, take one step. Change your phone language. Write one note. Stick one label. Play one video. This is how your English world begins. And once you build your world, English will start to live inside you. Chapter 3. Month 2. Speak, even if you are alone. In the second month of my English journey, I felt a little more confident. I could understand more words. I was reading simple stories. I was watching beginner videos. But there was one big problem. I still couldn't speak fluently. I knew some words, but when I tried to speak, I stopped. I forgot words. I felt nervous. I didn't know what to say. And worst of all, I had no one to talk to. I thought, how can I practice speaking if I am alone? Then I remembered what my teacher once said. You don't need a partner to speak English. You just need your own voice. That one sentence changed everything. So I started speaking to myself. Every morning, I stood in front of the mirror. I looked into my own eyes and said, "Good morning. How are you today?" At first, I laughed. It felt strange. It felt funny, but I kept doing it. I said simple things like, "Today is Monday. I will drink tea. I will study English." I didn't try to speak fast. I didn't worry about grammar. I just spoke. Then I started talking to myself while doing other things. While brushing my teeth, I said, "I'm brushing my teeth." While cooking, I said, "I am cutting vegetables." While walking, I said, "I am going to the shop." I described my actions like I was a narrator in a film. I also started a game with myself. I chose a small object every day, like a cup, a pen, or a bag, and I described in English. I said, "This is a cup. It is white. I drink water from it." Just 3 sentences. That's all. But it helped so much. One of the best methods I learned was called shadowing. I found it on a YouTube video. The idea is very simple. You play a short English audio or video. You listen to one sentence. Then you repeat that sentence immediately, like a shadow. For example, I played a video where someone said, "I love going to the park." I paused and repeated, "I love going to the park." I copied the voice, the sound, the feeling. Then I played the next sentence. "There are many trees." I repeated, "There are many trees." At first, I paused after every sentence. Then with practice, I started to speak at the same time as the speaker. It was not easy, but it was fun. I felt like I was acting in a film. I was speaking English like real people. I was learning pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency without thinking too much. I did shadow for just 10 minutes every day. That was enough. I used short clips, 1 or 2 minutes. I chose videos where people spoke slowly and clearly. Children's stories were perfect. English lessons for beginners were also very useful. After 2 weeks of shadowing, I noticed something amazing. I started to say full sentences without stopping. My tongue felt free. My mouth moved faster. I started to think in English. I didn't have to translate in my head. The words just came out. I also recorded my voice. I opened my phone's voice recorder and spoke for 1 minute every night. I talked about my day. I said what I ate, where I went, and what I learned. Then I listened to my own voice. I heard my mistakes, but I also heard my progress when I listened. I felt proud. I was not perfect, but I was improving day by day, sentence by sentence. The most important lesson I learned was this. Speaking is the heart of a language. If you don't speak, you will always feel slow, but if you speak even alone, you will grow fast. So, if you're waiting for a speaking partner, don't wait anymore. You are your best partner. Use your mirror. Use your voice. Use your phone. Talk while walking. Talk while cooking. Talk to yourself like a friend. Speak even if you are alone. Speak even if you are scared. Speak even if you make mistakes. Because every time you speak, you take one step forward, and one day you will speak with someone and you will not feel afraid. You will feel ready. You will feel proud because you didn't wait. You practiced. You believed. So today, stand in front of the mirror and say your first sentence. Say it loud. Say it slow. Say it with a smile, because your voice is your power. Use it. Chapter 4, Month 3. Listen like a child. In the 3rd month of my English journey, something very important happened. I realized that I was trying too hard to speak, but I was not listening enough. I wanted to say many things, but I could not understand what others were saying. I felt slow. I felt confused. Then I remembered how children learn to speak. Children don't start with grammar. They listen first. For many months, they only listen. They listen to their parents, their siblings, the sound around them. They listen again and again. Then one day, they start speaking, not with full sentences, but with small words. And slowly their sentences grow. Their speech becomes smooth. That is the natural way. That is how I decided to learn English from the ears first, like a child. I began training my ears. I started with easy English. I searched on YouTube for bookish English and English for beginners. I found short stories with simple words. The speakers talked slowly and clearly. I listened to one story every day, not once, but 3 times. The first time I listened without doing anything else, I just sat and listened. The second time I listened with English subtitles. I read and listened at the same time. The third time I closed my eyes and tried to understand without reading. This helped a lot. Then I found beginner English songs with slow rhythm and simple lyrics. I listened to them in the morning. I listened again at night. Some songs became my favorites. I repeated them. I sang along. I didn't care if my voice was not good. I just wanted the words to stay in my ears and in my heart. I also listened to short podcasts. I searched for easy English podcasts for beginners. These podcasts had simple topics: daily life, food, travel, school, work. I played them while cleaning my room, or walking outside. I didn't stop to understand every word. I just listened again and again. Slowly, I started to understand more. One sentence, then two, then many. One of my favorite practices was listening to dialogues, simple conversations between two people. For example, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? I listened to these dialogues many times. I repeated them. I imagined the situation in my mind. I even acted them out by myself. It felt fun. It felt real. I also created my own listening routine. I listened to English in the morning, even before breakfast, just 5 to 10 minutes. I called it ear warm-up. It helped my brain to think in English. During the day, I listened while doing simple tasks. At night, I listened to one short story or podcast before sleep. It became a habit, a part of my daily life. I did not worry about understanding everything. I knew that even if I understood only 50%, it was okay, because the next time I would understand more. My ears were learning. My brain was learning. Slowly, with love and patience. One trick that helped me a lot was repetition. I repeated the same audio for 3 or 4 days. At first, I understood little, but after a few days, I could say the sentences before the speaker. That gave me so much confidence. I felt like I knew the language. I also spoke while listening. This was like a shadowing method, but more relaxed. I paused the audio, repeated the sentence, and then played again. I copied the way the speaker said it. The tone, the sound, the emotion. It was like becoming the speaker. It helped me speak more naturally. And slowly, something beautiful happened. I started thinking in English. I started answering questions in my head in English. I didn't need to translate from my language. My ears were trained. My brain was ready. And my mouth started working with my ears. I want to tell you this. If you want to speak English well, first listen well. Listen like a child. Don't force yourself to study grammar rules. Don't worry about mistakes. Just listen. Listen to real English, simple English, friendly English. Do it every day. Even if you only listen for 10 minutes a day, it will help. Make listening your habit. Make it your friend. Put English in your ears, and soon it will come out of your mouth. So today, choose one slow English story. Listen to it with care. Repeat it. Feel it. This is your moment to listen like a child. And when you listen like a child, you will speak like a star. Chapter 5. Month 4. Read to learn, not to study. In the 4th month of my journey, something changed. I started to feel more confident while speaking and listening. I understood more words. I could follow easy conversations, but I still made many small mistakes. My sentences were not always correct. My words were not strong. I wanted to improve, but I didn't want to study long grammar books or memorize difficult vocabulary. I wanted something simple, something natural. That's when I found the power of reading. I remember walking into a small bookshop one evening. There was a section for children's books. The titles were easy to understand. The pictures were beautiful. I picked up a thin book with big letters and short sentences. The story was about a boy and his dog. I opened the first page and read one line. Tom likes to walk with his dog. I smiled. I understood it. And that one line stayed in my mind the whole day. That was the beginning of my reading habit. I didn't start with big novels. I started with simple stories, stories for children, short books with easy grammar and common words. These books were not only easy, they were enjoyable. The stories made me feel something. I was learning, but I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel bored. I didn't feel pressure. Every day, I read for just 10 minutes. I chose a time when I felt relaxed, sometimes in the morning, sometimes before sleep. I read one page or just one paragraph, but I read with care. I read slowly. I try to feel the words. I imagine the scenes in my mind. I started to copy good sentences. When I saw a sentence I liked, I wrote it in my notebook. I didn't change it. I just copied it. Like this. She opened the door and saw the stars. I didn't try to learn grammar from it. But after writing many sentences like this, I started to feel the grammar inside me. I didn't need to study rules. I just knew how the sentence worked because I had seen it many times in stories. I also underlined beautiful words. Words like quiet, gentle, bright, and hope. These words touched me. I saw how they were used in stories. I didn't use a dictionary every time. I tried to guess the meaning from the sentence. That made me think in English. That made me learn naturally. One day, I read a story about a girl who lost her way in a forest. The sentence said, "The forest was dark and silent." I stopped. I closed my eyes. I imagined that forest. I repeated the sentence. The forest was dark and silent. It was simple, but it was powerful. I wrote it down. Later, I used that sentence in my own writing, and in one conversation, I said something like, "My street is dark and silent at night." That's how reading helped me speak better, too. Reading gave me natural grammar. I saw how words were used in real sentences. I saw how verbs worked, how prepositions were placed, how questions were made. I didn't study the rules. I just read them again and again, and my brain remembered. Reading also gave me strong vocabulary. Not long lists of words, but words inside real stories. Words with feeling, words with use. Words I could remember because I felt them in the story. I also discovered something important. When I read, I was alone, but I was not lonely. I was inside another world, a world of English. And that world helped me become better. So, if you want to improve your English, don't study grammar all the time. Don't memorize words like a machine. Read. Read short stories. Read simple books. Read what makes you smile. Read what you can understand. Even 10 minutes a day is enough, but do it every day. Make it your habit. Keep a small book in your bag. Keep one next to your bed. Read when you are waiting. Read before sleep. Let the stories become your teacher. And remember, read to learn, not to study. You don't need pressure. You need practice. You don't need big books. You need big heart. So today, find a simple English story. Open the first page. Read one line. Feel it. Smile. And take your English one step forward because every story you read is a step to fluency. Chapter 6. Month 4. Continued. Write to think clearly. During the same month when I began reading simple English books, I discovered something else. Something that quietly changed the way I learned English. It was writing. Not writing long essays or formal letters. Not writing for exams or school. Just simple, honest writing. I wrote for myself. And that writing helped me speak better, think better, and learn faster. It all started with a small notebook. One evening after dinner, I sat on my bed and opened the first page. I didn't know what to write, so I started with something easy. I wrote today, I ate rice and chicken. I watched a movie. I talked to my friend. That was all. Just 3 short lines, but it felt special. I had used English to describe my day. I had used English to talk to myself. The next day, I did the same. I wrote. I woke up late. I went to the shop. I bought bread and milk. Again, nothing big, just simple sentences. But slowly, something started to happen. I began to think more clearly. I started to notice the little things in my day. I began to use more words. I walked slowly. The weather was hot. I felt tired. These small details helped me grow. Soon my diary became my favorite English tool. It was a safe place. No one checked my grammar. No one laughed at my mistakes. I was free to write how I felt. I wrote about my dreams. I wrote about my problems. I wrote about the people I met. Writing in English helped me understand my own thoughts better. It helped me think in English. Sometimes I wrote small text to myself on my phone. I opened the Notes app and typed, "Don't forget to study," or "Today is a good day to practice English." These small messages were like little talks with myself. They reminded me that I was learning. They gave me energy. One day, I wrote a short paragraph about my mother. My mother is kind. She cooks good food. She helps me when I feel sad. I love her when I read it the next day. I felt happy. I had used English to talk about something real, something important. It was not just a grammar practice. It was my heart in English words. Writing also helped me speak better. I noticed that the sentences I wrote often came out when I was speaking. One day someone asked me, "What did you do yesterday?" And I answered without thinking. "I stayed at home. I watched a film. I made tea." These were the same sentences I had written in my diary. Writing made them strong in my memory. I also practiced writing small conversations. I imagined two friends talking. I wrote their dialogue like this. "Anna, hi, how are you, Ben?" "I'm good, thanks." "What about you, Anna?" "I'm fine. Are you free this weekend?" I read the conversation aloud. I acted both voices. It felt like I was speaking with someone. It made me feel more ready for real conversations. Another great writing activity I tried was Word of the Day. Each day I picked one new word. For example, the word happy. I wrote one sentence. "I feel happy today." Then another. "My sister is a happy person." Then one more. "This song makes me happy." 3 sentences. One word. It helped me understand and use the word in many ways. Writing is not just for writers or students. It's for every learner. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to write a lot. Just write something, a line, a sentence, a thought. Writing helps you focus. It helps you organize your ideas. It helps you see your progress. So, if you want to speak better English, start writing. Write in a notebook. Write on your phone. Write with a pen or a keyboard. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the words come from you. Use writing as a tool, not a subject. Don't think about rules. Think about feelings. Think about your day. Think about your dreams and write them down in English. Today, take 1 minute. Write one small paragraph. It can be about your day, your favorite food, or your pet. Write it in simple English. And when you finish, smile. Because with every sentence you write, you are building your English brain. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming clearer. And when your thoughts become clear in English, your words will too. Chapter 7. Month 5. Speak with real people. In the 5th month of my journey, I started feeling something new inside me. I wanted to speak more. I wanted to test myself. I had spent months listening, reading, and writing. I had practiced speaking alone. I had talked to myself in the mirror, repeated sentences, and even recorded my voice. But now I wanted to speak with real people. I wanted to use my English in real life. At first, I was scared. I thought, what if I make mistakes? What if they don't understand me? But then I remembered one important truth. Mistakes are part of learning. If I never tried, I would never grow. So, I decided to take a step forward. One day, I went to a small shop near my house. I saw a man there who sometimes spoke English. I smiled and said hello. He smiled back. I said, "Do you have cold water?" He answered, "Yes, over there." That was it. A short conversation. But my heart was happy. I had spoken English with a real person. I felt brave. After that day, I started using small English sentences everywhere at the market. How much is this? At the park. Nice weather today. With a classmate. Do you speak English? These small moments were my practice ground. Each sentence gave me more confidence. Then I searched for English-speaking partners online. I found some free apps like Tandem, Hello Talk, and Speak. These apps let you connect with people from different countries who want to learn languages. I created a short profile and wrote, "I'm learning English. I want to practice speaking. I can help with basic Urdu." In one day, I got 3 replies. The first person I spoke to was from Turkey. He was learning English too. We both made mistakes, but we laughed and helped each other. We used voice messages. He said, "Hello, how are you today?" I replied, "I am fine, thank you." And you? We talked about food, hobbies, and our daily lives. Just 5 minutes a day, but it was very helpful. Sometimes I use video calls. I looked at the person's face. I listened carefully, and I spoke slowly. My sentences were not perfect, but I communicated. That was the goal. Not perfection, but connection. I also found English-speaking groups on Facebook and Telegram. In some groups, people post questions every day. You can comment in English. You can join live audio rooms and talk. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to try. Everyone there is learning. Everyone makes mistakes. That's okay. Some days I didn't find anyone to speak with, but I didn't stop. I created my own partner. I opened a YouTube video, an English conversation video, and paused after each sentence. I answered the video like I was in a conversation. For example, the video says, "Hi, what's your name?" I pause and say, "My name is Adil." The video says, "Where are you from?" I pause and say, "I am from Pakistan." In this way, I practiced with hundreds of videos. I called it YouTube Partner Practice. It was free, it was fun, and it worked. Speaking with real people helped me in many ways. It showed me what I could say and what I needed to learn. It helped me listen better. It gave me real English, natural English, not just textbook English. And most of all, it gave me joy. Real communication brings joy. I also started helping others who were learning English. I explained words. I corrected small mistakes. When I helped them, I helped myself too. Teaching made me stronger. It made me speak more clearly. If you want to grow, speak with real people. Don't wait for perfect English. Don't wait to feel ready. You will never feel 100% ready. Just start. Say hello. Ask one question. Answer one sentence. Every word is a step forward. And if you cannot find a person, find a voice. Use videos. Use voice messages. Use apps. Talk to yourself. Talk to the screen. Talk with love and courage. Because the more you speak, the more you learn. And when you use your English in real life, it becomes real inside you. So today, try one thing. Open a speaking app. Leave a voice message. Say one sentence at the shop. Practice with a YouTube video. Just one step. That's all you need to begin. Speak with the world. The world is ready to hear you. Chapter 8. The secret: don't study grammar. Use it. I have to be honest with you. In the beginning, I was very afraid of grammar. When I opened a grammar book, I saw long rules, difficult terms, and so many exceptions. I saw words like past perfect, continuous, and present participle, and I felt lost. I told myself maybe English is not for me. I thought grammar was the door and I did not have the key. But later I found the truth, the real secret. You don't need to study grammar rules to use good grammar. In fact, too much grammar study can slow you down. It can confuse you. It can make you afraid to speak. So, I stopped studying grammar and I started using it. This was my teacher's advice. She said learn grammar like a child. I asked, but how do children learn grammar? She smiled and said by listening, reading, and speaking. They don't know the rules, but they speak correctly. You can do the same. So, I followed her words. I didn't open grammar books anymore. I opened English stories. I watched simple videos. I copied real sentences, and I started noticing grammar without trying to learn it. For example, I saw a sentence in a story. She goes to school every day. I like this sentence. I read it many times. I didn't study the rule of present simple, but slowly. I started to say things like I go to the shop every day, or he plays football every day. I was using the rule without knowing its name. Another time I heard this sentence. I went to the market yesterday. I repeated it. I copied the sound, the rhythm, the feeling. And next time someone asked me, what did you do yesterday? I said I went to the park again. I was using past simple, not because I studied it, but because I had seen and heard it many times. That's how real grammar learning happens. Through use, through feeling, through examples. I also noticed prepositions by reading stories. I saw sentences like, she is at home, the book is on the table, and he walked into the room. I didn't learn a list of prepositions. I just read real sentences and remembered how the words were used. When I made mistakes, I didn't feel bad. I corrected them by checking other sentences. For example, I said once I go in school every day, but later I read. I go to school every day. I understood my mistake. I learned without pain. I learned without rules. Grammar is everywhere in real English. You don't have to find it in a book. It will come to you when you read more, when you listen more, when you speak more. I also used this trick. I took one simple sentence and changed it step by step. Like this. I eat rice. I ate rice yesterday. I will eat rice tomorrow. I am eating rice now. I have eaten rice. Each sentence gave me a new grammar point, but I didn't call it grammar. I just called it practice. I saw how the verb eat changed. I understood the feeling of time in each sentence. That's real grammar learning. Another thing I did was copy the same sentence with different words. She is happy. He is tired. They are ready. We are late. I saw the pattern. I copied it. I didn't care about names like subject or predicate. I only cared about the shape and sound of the sentence. It was like learning music. Children don't study grammar, but they speak well. Why? Because they use the language. They listen, they repeat, they copy, and slowly they speak with correct grammar. You can do the same. Stop trying to be perfect. Start trying to be natural. Don't study grammar rules. Use them. Read stories. Watch simple conversations. Copy good sentences. Change the words. Speak them aloud. Feel the patterns and trust yourself. You don't need to know the name of the tense. You just need to use the tense. You don't need to understand the rule. You just need to repeat the sentence until it becomes easy. So today, take one sentence you like. Write it down. Speak it. Change one word. Speak it again. Do this 5 times. That's your grammar lesson. No books, no rules. Just use. Just feel. Just speak. And you will see that grammar is not your enemy. It is your friend. Quiet, helpful, and always there, hidden inside real English. Chapter 9. The smart way is the simple way. Now we are at the end of the journey. Month 5 is complete. But I want to tell you something important. This is not the end. This is your beginning. Because when you learn English the smart way, you don't stop after 5 months. You grow every day. You learn something new every day. You become better every day, slowly, simply, naturally. When I started, I was afraid. I didn't know many words. I didn't understand grammar. I couldn't speak. I felt small. I felt stuck. But I made a choice. I chose the simple way. I stopped trying to be perfect. I stopped studying hard. I started learning smart. I built my English world in my home. I changed my phone to English. I put labels on things. I listened to slow audio. I watched short videos. Every small thing around me helped me learn. I spoke English alone. I stood in front of the mirror. I talked to myself. I used shadowing to copy real English. Just 5 minutes a day changed the way I spoke. I didn't wait for a speaking partner. I became my own practice partner. I trained my ears like a child. I listened to simple stories. I played easy songs. I followed short podcasts. I repeated sentences again and again. I didn't try to understand every word. I just let English live in my ears. And it worked. I read to learn, not to study. I found small books. I read 1 page a day. I copied beautiful sentences. I underlined soft words. Reading gave me grammar and vocabulary without effort. I felt the language, not just studied it. I started writing. I wrote a small diary. I wrote short texts to myself. I wrote about my day, my dreams, my family. Writing helped me think clearly. It helped me speak better. It gave shape to my thoughts in English. I spoke with real people online and offline. I talked to shopkeepers. I used free apps to meet other learners. I joined English groups. I answered questions. I made mistakes, but I also made progress. Speaking gave me confidence. Real conversations gave me real strength. I stopped studying grammar. I started using it. I copied real sentences. I changed them with my own words. I saw how grammar works in real life. I didn't know the rules, but I could feel them. That was enough. That was better. And now, after 5 months, I feel free. I'm not perfect. I still make mistakes, but I can speak, I can write, I can think in English. And more than that, I enjoy it. This is what I want to tell you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep going every day. 1 word today, 1 sentence tomorrow, 1 small effort each day. That's all it takes. You don't have to study for 5 hours. Just 10 minutes of smart practice can change everything. Speak aloud. Listen deeply. Read slowly. Write simply. Be kind to yourself. You're not just learning a language. You are building a new life. A life where you can speak freely. A life where you can travel, connect, and grow. English is not just a subject in school. It is a bridge to the world. You have already taken the most important step. You started, and now you know the smart way. Not the hard way, not the boring way, but the simple, real, and human way. So, trust the process. Believe in your voice. Be proud of your progress. Today you may speak slowly, but one day your English will flow like water. Today you may write simple sentences, but one day your words will touch hearts. Today you may feel unsure, but one day you will look back and smile and say, I did it. And now I ask you one final thing. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me in the comments, what small step will you take today? Just one word. Just one sentence. Start now, because small steps create big change. And remember, the smart way is the simple way. Keep it simple. Keep it daily. Keep it going. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to believe in yourself. Let's keep walking this path together.